Guys, you got to check out our friends at Simply Carbon Fiber. They are your guys for anything carbon fiber. If you can name it, they make it. They offer all kinds of products, from phone mounts to jewelry and everything in between. My personal favorites have been the wallets and the phone cases. I'm using the Real Carbon Fiber Cash and Card Slim wallet. Guys, I love it. Fold cash up, put it into the clip in the back, store up to 7 cards in the wallet itself. The Forged Carbon Fiber wallet is another great choice for those of you who are looking to upgrade your wallet. As for phone cases, the iPhone 13 Pro, Real Carbon Fiber case from the Classic series. Guys, it's great. The carbon fiber is super tough, and it currently is protecting my phone right now. For all of your carbon fiber needs, head on over to simplycarbonfiber.com or click on the link below. Make sure you use my promo code Chael10. That's going to get you 10% off your order. Let's back up, okay? Let's just back up to Sunday. I get a call from Henry Cejudo. Now, I talk to Henry all the time. I'm not positive Henry's ever called me. I know he's taken some of my calls, and I know we stay in contact through text, but when my phone rings and it says Henry Cejudo, I instantly think, oh, something, so I grab it real fast. Now, without being dramatic about it, I am trying to share my experience, because he says to me, and this is on Sunday, he says to me, hey, I think I'm going to come to Portland on Thursday. Thursday and Friday, I want to get some content. I'm going to go home on Saturday. What do you think, Chael? You got time for me? Can we do some content? And I said, yeah. And Henry has something coming up, but it's a secret. It's a secret. I can't tell you what it is, but he has something coming up, and he had mentioned this secret to me many months ago. So I re-pulled that out and presented it to him. I said, is this for the big secret? And he said, no. And he said, how'd you know about that? I said, you told me. And he goes, yeah, okay. Hey, don't mention anything about that. I go, well, is that what this is for? And he just says, no, I just want to get some content. Okay, so we're 5 seconds into a call. He said content 4 times. It's like this new word that Henry used, and now he's just going to keep on using this word content. I don't know what it means. I mean, I do have a general idea of content. I'm making content right now, just by example. That's what this is. A visual and audio. It lives somewhere. It can entertain or join you for a couple of minutes. That's content. But he just keeps on using the word. So he says, what time is practice? Now, if I could bring Henry Cejudo into our gym, that would be a very cool thing. Like, the people would be excited to have a world champion. We're in a room full of guys that are aspiring to be a world champion. Like, that would be a cool thing, and I would love to make that happen. I have one problem, which is the third baddest dude on earth at that weight class is in that gym. It's his home, and he's there every day. His name's Ricky Simone. So I can't bring somebody in, no matter how cool or what the status of this person, I cannot bring them into Ricky's home without permission. It's a thing, and it would be very rude had I not done that. So I go to Ricky for permission. Well, Ricky's all in. Ricky was excited, as a matter of fact. So Henry's going to come down to the gym, but he tells me when he gets to the gym, and I say, because I can't figure out if Henry's working out. I can't figure out if he's practicing, because he says he's going to bring his gear. And he's even got a training partner with him in Mark Madsen, but he's also got a camera guy, but they're out here to make content. I don't know what that means. Either I don't know what it means, or Henry doesn't know. One of us doesn't know what content means. So I'm thinking in my mind, he says, can I get content when I'm there? I said, yes. And a workout would be content. That'd be great content. What if I had training footage right now today that I made yesterday of a live round? Now, we're going to make it a grappling round. We're going to make it jiu-jitsu, but a live round between the number 3 guy in the world, Ricky Simone, and Henry Cejudo, by the same weight class. What would you guys think of that? Would you stop what you're doing and watch? Sure you would. Yeah, that would be some content. Now, Henry talked about Madsen and I working together. I was kind of fancying myself around the clinch. Madsen, they call him the Olympian, if you're not familiar with Mark, but he's multiple-time Olympian, 3-time medalist, trip to the Olympic final. So I'm not sure who's the coach when we're doing this, because I would love to pick Mark's brain, but it sounds as though Mark wanted to pick my brain. Big compliment. Is Henry going to film it? Because if he does, that's content. No, he's not going to film it. What the hell does content mean? Now, before we go on this circle, okay, of this communication or lack of communication between Henry and I finally put my eyes on him down at the gym. That's the whole reason I sat down here today to talk to you guys. Nothing else that I previously said. This is the meat and bones. He's down 20 pounds. Henry Cejudo is close to fighting weight, and you can't get to fighting weight if you're not in fighting shape. I mean, they go hand in hand. The whole reason Dana faces him off It isn't just to get two pretty good athletes with their shirts off. It's so that you can judge and assess, so that you can do what you're told to never do, which is to read a book by its cover. You will do that with athletes. You need to know their level of fitness. You'll compare that to a previous time that they fought and what you decided their level of fitness to be there. And that scale is the one denominator that absolutely doesn't lie. What do they weigh? Why do they weigh it? If they went up, why? If they went down, if they were a few pounds ahead of schedule. Heavyweight's a very good class because guys will fluctuate 20 pounds. Very big deal. I'm reading a book by its cover. I'm reading Henry Cejudo. This guy's in shape. And I asked him about it. I said, Henry, because see, here's one problem I've had in bringing you guys information with Henry. A big problem I've had is he serious? Now, if I was to say, who amongst you wants to fight? I've got some fight fans. I got some people that are aspiring. Some of you would raise your hand, but most of you can go, no. I'm a fan. I view fighting. Okay, fair enough. But what if I change it? What if I ask you the exact same question? Which one of you will fight for $1 million? All of a sudden, I got a lot more hands to go up. If I say, which one of you will fight? I'm going to give you $10 million. You probably, all of your hands went up without even asking who. Right? There's a number out there. The UFC is not for people like that. The UFC is not for people that, well, I will do it. No, you want to do it. It has to start with you want to do it. And I bring that to you because even as a close friend of Henry's, I've never been clear on this comeback. If this is something he wants to do, if he's got a burning inside that I left something on the table, I have more. I have more work, more wins, more experiences, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to get them. Because that's who Henry is at his core. When he became the youngest Olympic champion, he was a dirty, rotten competitor. Dirty, rotten, me first. My dreams over your dreams. My mother's happiness over your mother's happiness, right? There's a side where you've got to be very cold. You have to be very selfish, and Henry had it. And he had it when he came into the UFC. And now that he's left the UFC, the big question, I think it's very fair for Dana to ask this, is do you still have that? Is that what this is? Or is this all about commas and zeros? Because that's not the kind of people that fight here. People that fight here are people that want to fight here. Oh, and by the way, we then discuss the commas and zeros. It's very relevant you understand that concept because I've never been clear. And Henry asked me, and Henry's got a YouTube channel. I encourage you guys all to go check it out. And I'm not ruining a piece for his YouTube. We made this for him. I don't know if he posted it yet. I'm just going to repeat it, which I think is just fine with you guys. Which he asked me, hey, what is the problem? What is the holdup with Dana White? And I said, okay, Henry, let's do this. When you ask me what is Dana's thinking, Dana's a human being. First and foremost, he's a human being. So I would think whatever I'm thinking is what he's thinking. And I'll tell you, Henry, I have been very unclear if this is serious or not. Because it comes back to the example I gave, do you want to fight? Well, what about for $1 million? And what about for $10 million? Henry had some ideas that, you're going to want to fight. I mean, he was going after Volkanovski, triple champ thing, absolutely no pressure, leaving his weight class, it's all going to be great, walks into a main event, going to be a whole bunch of money. But he shifts from that to Conor McGregor. And if you're willing to fight Conor, I mean, that does come back to, do you want to fight? No. What about for $10 million? Okay, yeah, right. You see where it can be very hard to be in that field and turn down. Red Panty Night is still very real. It'd be very hard to turn down Conor McGregor. The question is, Henry, are you willing to fight? And then let me just bring in a name that you're not familiar with. But they happen to be a 135-pounder, and they happen to be really tough. And it's not going to be a feature match. There's not going to be a ton of bells and whistles, but it is going to tell us what we need to see, which is, do you want to go through the training camp? Can you beat the scale before? Are you serious? Are you committed? How are you going to look? So I had to present this to Henry. I had to tell him. He was asking me what do I think Dana thinks? I think Dana thinks whatever I think in this situation, because Dana has the same powers that I have, which are that of what do you think as a human, not as a leader, not as a business, not as the president, as a human being, is this guy hungry? Because everyone that I sign is. Henry said, yeah, I'm all those things. He said, how could you possibly question that? I say, Henry, everything turns into a joke. I said, I have people that text me. They text me, hey, can I get a couple of tickets Saturday? LOL. I don't go get them the tickets because apparently we're joking. Or they send me the emoji with the crying, laughing after they say it. I say, okay, well, was this a joke or serious? I said, and when you say something, you always insert the little bit of the cringe. You always stay on brand. But because of that, it's hard to know. I said, Henry, until I saw you right now, And I can see that you're in striking distance of making weight. So this visual I'm getting is a very different answer to the question that I have of your sincerity. He said, I'm dead serious. And then he went in 3 different directions. He talked about Aljo and why that made sense. He talked about Volkanovski, why that made sense. And he talked about Conor and why that made sense. Okay, here's the problem. There, right there. That's the problem. You're jumping around, not to mention everything you're saying. It comes back to the, would you do it for $1 million? Would you do it for 10 million? Do you just want a contract? Do you just want to compete? Now, if the answer to that is yes, you have not tricked yourself. You haven't just been set up. Dana White is going to look at who you are and what you've achieved, and he's going to match you up accordingly. You're going to be in there with a top guy. And you're not going to have to do that more than once to be in there with the top draws, the stars, and the champions. The question is, can we get through that once? Or at least I think it is. I think that's what Dana's not clear about. I wasn't clear, and I'm his friend. I wasn't clear regardless of what he was telling me until I saw him. I saw him yesterday, fit and in shape, traveling around, brought a training partner with him in Mark Madsen, shows up to a gym. After we left this last night, Henry had to go and wrestle for 2 hours. Did it at the All Face Wrestling Club right here in West Lynn. When a guy's on the road and he's still finding workouts, right? It's a different level of commitment. It's exactly what Henry did when he became the Olympic champion. It's exactly what he did when he became the UFC champion 2 times over. So if there's any clarity, if there's any sincerity, or if you guys fall into that same category of, hey, is Triple C telling the truth? Is Triple C sincere? Or is he just a coach now? Is that just what he's doing? Is he looking to go and become a commentator? No, hold on. He's sincere. He's training. He's serious. He's in the pool, and that time has elapsed. He has cleared the pool. Henry Cejudo, let me make this as clear as I know how to speak. Henry Cejudo is ready for a fight.